break from my normal video series about making a comeback. I had a beautiful message from a beautiful teacher, and I was going to send her a reply, but I'm driving, and I thought I'd send the reply in the form of a YouTube, because that's really personal. No, what it is, it crossed over into some ideas I've been having and some thoughts I've been having about Palfish. So the teacher who sent me the 6-minute plus audio message, which I enjoyed every second of, will know who she is, and this video's for you. And it's good practice when speaking to camera or to a microphone to speak as if you are speaking to one person, and I am speaking to one person, to you. Now, the idea is, she said, Guy, you should definitely do lives, for her own reasons. And those of you that know my Palfish journey will know that I've done plenty of lives. I haven't done a live in 5 weeks, and I've still probably done more lives than most. Certainly than folks with the same amount of hours as I've got. My hours, if you look at my profile, currently is about 160 something. I'd say 30 of that is down to lives. No, 15 or so is down to lives, actually. Because I only did 15-minute lives. But I did loads of them. Now, here's why I've not gone back to it. I don't think lives attract kids. And I only really want official kids course students. And that's why I've not really done one. But does that mean lives are of no value? No, it doesn't. Let me explain. I think your potential audience on a live is 2, possibly 3-fold. Here's your first audience. Your first audience is Palfish. Palfish want you to do lives. It's obvious. They want you to do lives. So, do lives. That's why I probably need to put one in. And I've got some gap in my schedule coming up. Some guy beeping. I don't think he's beeping at me. I've got some gaps in my schedule coming up. Nothing big, but it just gives me half an hour to do a live. So I am going to do one. This car. There's a car turning into the front of my car, and I'm on a one-way street. There we go. Anyway, so Palfish wants you to do lives, so do lives. The next audience is 1 or 2 groups of people. It's your students or their parents. And what do I mean by that? What I mean by that is, I don't think many of your students or their parents are going to watch you live. But you can use lives as a tool. There is a car on fire going to come out on this window. Wow, isn't this exciting? Is it going to come by? There you go, car on fire. Not many parents, and certainly even fewer kids, are going to watch you live. But what is going to happen is that they may watch the replay, and they are more likely to watch the replay if you give them a reason to. Now, here's a reason for someone to watch a replay. Say, for example, you've taught a lesson. Let's call that Hello Monkey. You've taught a lesson called Hello Monkey, and you sneak them a link to the replay of your live where you talk about body parts pitched at a 5-year-old who's learning English. This is the gold, guys. This is the gold. Then they're quite likely to watch that live. Wow, this man's asking me to reverse into the oncoming traffic. He's driving in Panama, guys. There we go. We don't have to drive reverse into the oncoming traffic anymore. And then let's zoom off. I've done that. There's a couple of my lives I use as, it's not really a selling tool because I don't think I'm a seller, but I use it to augment my teaching. So there's one that's an alphabet class, an ABC class, and I use that. I will send that to students, and I think even if the parents just watch it, they may book me, they may rebook me. We all have common themes in the lessons we give and stuff, worksheets we send. Turn that worksheet into a live and you get something out of it. Even if you just get a happy parent of a regular student of yours, that's a win. You don't see the money come up in your account, of course, until that person books a lesson. And the way I think about it is, well, I can be very specific. I had a student who was operating way above their level. So what I've done is I've sent them lives of stories just to say, hey, look at this and enjoy it, and you know, that. And if that student doesn't cancel with me because they're bored of the lessons for one more lesson, that live was worth it. And then if I can use that live again, it's cost me no time the second time I use it, and I get the same outcome. Well, that's an extra class I've got. There's 2 extra classes. And then 3, 4, 5, you know, it's not hard to work out where I'm going with that. So now in my lives, I'm using them really strategically. I'm using them as a way of recording material to send to students and parents. And I'm doing them as a live because Palfish want me to do lives. I don't know if I get in trouble for that, but you know what? I don't think I will, because it's just using my head. And, you know, Palfish has employed us creative leaders, and teachers are creative and are leaders, and therefore we do things creatively. We take the resources we're given and use them to benefit our students. On my teaching degree, that's literally how I was taught to teach. To take what you've got in your classroom and use it for the kids. And I've done various other teaching courses. One, for example, the Community Sports Leaders Award, which is not the most fancy teaching certificate you can do in the UK, but I did it, and they literally were like, okay, imagine you've got a group of 15 kids. The resources you've got is a wooden stick and a tennis ball. What are you doing? Taking the resources you've got and using them to entertain and educate your students. That is teaching. Or that's the mechanics of teaching. And so I'm using my lives now to entertain and educate my students, and filling some corporate responsibilities at the same time. So there you go, wonderful teacher. I'm not saying your name. There you go. That's that's what I think about lives and where I'm at with them. And the reason I haven't done one is I haven't actually thought of something I really want to add to my portfolio of lives. Other than just banging out a story to tick the box, but I'm trying to be more intentional and using my time more wisely. Because I'm aware of the time I put into Palfish and my billable time in front of a kid, there's quite a discrepancy, and that takes my hourly rate down a lot, and I'm not over the moon about that. And that's why this video is on YouTube, because that's an asset I own then. And hopefully, one way or another, that might work to my benefit professionally, be it financially or otherwise. And that's how to think of yourself as a business person. when you're an online TEFL teacher. And I'm listing these ideas at the end because I will come back to this video and I will use this for material for other videos. Did you see that? Let me just see if you saw that. No, you didn't. I was gesticulating like a gangster rapper in my video and hit the windscreen wiper squirty thing and it whooshed, but you didn't see that. So before I go, burnt out car, on fire, on video. That's quite exciting, isn't it? Right, it is 11:35 for me, which means I've got a little bit of time to chill out before I do something wonderful, which is go out for my Friday afternoon lunch with the missus. So in the meantime, have fun, have a great and busy weekend. I've got classes booked Saturday morning, Beijing time, Saturday night and Sunday morning, which is a win for me. Chut to the ching, guys. See you soon.